So a lot of people use VStop as a place to set stop losses. So if you're a VStop trader, the closer you buy to VStop, the lower the risk that you have. It basically draws the trend for you. It gives you a support and a resistance area. The way I have my VStop, I don't have it like how the indicator comes. I actually made some adjustments to it to to let it run more smooth. I like how it's smooth. Like you see how it basically creates the trend for you. You don't even have to draw a trend line. You can literally just trade VStop. So what I did is I combined VStop with V17 EMA. And when I used to trade like this, and I still do, as you can see, like look at how nice the price action follows this. It literally follows it perfectly. So when I used to trade this setup, what I would do is I would buy, I always draw my trend lines because I like to buy touches on the trend line. But I would like, I like to take the trade the closer to VStop. Like I said, the closer you are, the more safe you are, the less risk. Because what you do is you take the trade at VStop and you set your stop loss right underneath it. Because VStop is acting as a support. Or in a downtrending stock, VStop is acting as resistance. And these are like where you open these trades. Like as it touches and you get confirmation that there's failure, you open up the short. Confirmation, you open up the short. In an uptrending chart, you have confirmation, you open up the long. Confirmation. Now, I mean, like, these aren't on the trend line. I wouldn't have bought this wave here, but this right here is a perfect buy signal. You couldn't ask for a cleaner buy signal. That right there, where that arrow is pointing to, let me take this stuff off so it's easier to see. I get a lot of stuff. I get nervous when I don't like trading with indicators. These right here, we pull back the trend, buyer step in. These are buy signals. This right here is a buy signal. This right here is a buy signal. Now you want to see a way to make this even easier. Watch how crazy this is. You don't even have to do a trend line. You don't even have to look at buy signals and bounces off of trends. Check this out. Throw the Heikin-Ashi on. I made a tweet about this last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. But what I was saying is if you're a beginner and you're having a hard time spotting trends, try to trade or at least try to look at charts with Heikin-Ashi. So look at how nice this is. It turns green on the trend line. Green momentum pulls us all the way back, pull back. Continues green. Pulls back to trend. There's your green buy signal. Now you could see before I even had these Heikin-Ashi on, I didn't have the Heikin-Ashi on. You guys just seen I had regular candles on. And I put these arrows on what I consider buy signals to me. So then we threw the Heikin-Ashi candles on. And as you can see, they line up perfectly, absolutely perfectly with where I put the arrows. Red turns to green. Buyers are stepping in on trend. That's a buy signal to go long. Same thing. Red turns into green. We had a consolidation. This one, we didn't have a pullback to trend. We had a consolidation to trend. We had sideways movement to trend. Red turns to green, on trend, buyers step in, buy signal. So these are more riskier plays here. If you want to take a trade like this, you're further away from trend, you're going to be further away from VStop. That's why I don't take these kind of trades. But, look at, you have this wave, pulls back. Like I said, I wouldn't take this because we're not trading close to trend or not trading close to VStop. Pulls back. But on this pullback, we did come to trend and we did have a buy signal. Now, I don't know if you would want to take it on the doji, but you could have took it on that candle if you didn't want to. But yeah, red turns into green on trend. We see our next wave up. Now, what are we seeing right now? We are seeing consolidation over to trend. There was your first buy signal right there. Like I said, again, red turns to green. If you're too scared to buy the doji, wait till it. If you want more confirmation, if you're too scared to buy the doji, you wait for more confirmation. You buy that. Does it make sense? Good explanation. Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to put this in the easiest kind of way to understand. But yeah, like I said, if you're a beginner and you're having a hard time spotting trends, try looking at charts with the Heikinashi candles on. It'll help you identify trends much more easily. Here's another one. Look at Roku. Just draw trend lines. Pulls back to trend, turns green, buy. Pulls back to trend, turns green, buy. Pulls back to trend. Here you would have definitely got stopped out because it fell off. And this actually created our new trend. So we do have a longer term trend line down here. So if this were to fail, we would look for another catch in this area, just like how we did on this one. So pulls back, turns green, pulls back, turns green. So if you would have bought this here, you would have been up a little bit. If you would have held it though, you would have got screwed because it did break underneath trend. That would have been your cue to close this. Your cue to close this is when it would have fell underneath V-stop. But as you can see, if you would have bought this, you are far away from V-stop. The further, like I said, the further away, the more risk you have on the table. But breaks down, and remember the trend line we drew down here, it actually caught itself perfectly. Buy signal. So what we're looking at Roku right now is we're technically in a downtrend, and we want to see this break out. We want to see this break this and pass up these highs here. This could be possible that we're consolidating or we're pulling back, but a close above this would be very bullish. Yeah, but there's these are my favorite charts to trade, guys. Uptrending stocks, these are the easiest, safest kind of trades you could get yourself into. There's no chop, there's no guessing. You draw simple, easy, straight trend lines. You wait till the stock pulls back. You buy when you have confirmation that buyers are stepping in, you buy. Or when it pumps, consolidates over to trend, buyers are stepping in, you buy. It literally cannot be easier than this. Cannot get any easier than this. Look at this. Pulls back, buy. Consolidates, buy. Pulls back, buy. You would have got stopped out here. This is May. The whole entire market was down for pretty much the entire month of May. But comes back into trend. We see the same thing with a lot of stocks. Comes back into trend, recovers. You could have bought this. Pulls back to trend. This is where I bought my MDLZ position right here. Was it on that one? Yes, that candle right there. That was my entry into MDLZ, and I'm currently still in it right now. We're up 7%. So what are we looking at here? We're in an ascending triangle. We hit the top. We're either going to consolidate or we're going to pull back to trend. So your V-stop, or your Heikinashi is actually turning red today. So my guess is that maybe the next couple days we see the pullback comes to trend, fills in more of this wedge, and then the next buy signal, once we pull back to trend, you wait for the buy signal. You don't buy on trend just because we got close to it. Like this here. If you would have bought that, you would have lost. You wait until you have confirmation of buyers stepping in, and that's when you buy. You don't want to be the only person buying it when it's going down. It doesn't make sense. You want confirmation before you buy. Literally, that's I have a if you look at my Twitter, I literally have a post-it note that I have, you know, taped on my computer screen right here with 4 rules on it, and one of them is wait for confirmation. I used to be the guy that would buy this just because it's coming to trend, only for it to fail, and then I lose money. And I get pissed off and get even more pissed off when it comes back into trend. I used to be that guy. I'm not that guy anymore. I don't do that. I learned my lesson many times doing that. It takes mistakes to learn, you know, how to actually do it right. Microsoft, another one. Another beautiful, beautiful uptrending chart. Pulls back, buy. Pulls back, buy. You don't buy this because you're far away from trend. Pulls back, buyer stepping in. You could have bought this. I mean, if you're up this much percent, I mean, I would hope that you would close a trade. Me personally, I would. Breaks trend, comes back in. You could buy that candle right there. Pulls back, buyer step in. So Microsoft is looking the exact same as MDLZ. We're filling in that ascending triangle. We have a red day today. My guess is that we're going to pull back the trend. We're going to wait for buyers to step in, and that next move up is most likely going to be the one that brings us and breaks us out. Simple as that. There's so many charts like this, guys. These are the charts that you want to be trading. You don't want to trade that choppy shit. Trade a nice uptrending or a downtrending chart that's easy to read. Why make it hard for yourself when you could just trade something like this and make it so much easier for yourself? Eliminate the guessing. Sorry I'm preaching right now, but I hope you guys understand. So look what we're looking at on the diamonds right now. Pulls back to trend. We have a little trend going here. Pulls back to trend. Doji, buy signal. If you're trading ETF, if you're trading this ETF, buy signal. Comes up. Now we're over. We make a new all-time high. So people that are saying that the market's bearish right now, I don't see why. There is no confirmation whatsoever that we're in a bearish market right now, or that things are going to head south. Don't predict. Don't try to guess. Don't be that, you know, guy that you want. So everyone's saying that the market's gonna go down. You know what I mean? Feds are cutting interest rates because the economy's getting bad, and there's so many. The yield curve is gonna, you know, calling a recession and all that. Like, so okay, if you're gonna do that, so you're gonna get short here. You're saying then, right? You're gonna start getting short because you feel we're at the peak. Well, why guess it? Why not just wait until it happens? Why not wait for that confirmation to happen before you start getting all antsy, trying to short the market, and then it goes against you and you get crushed? Look how nice the Qs look. To me, this is a beautiful chart. I really like the way this looks, and when you put on Heikin-Ashi candles, it makes it look even better. Now, like I said earlier, with the Qs, we got to be careful of this double top, that doesn't play out. But we're pulling back to trend here. Whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, we have another red day down, we get closer to trend, and then we see some green day, you know, we see a green day, we see buyers step in on trend. You could buy that up. Like I said, you got to be careful because you do have some overhead resistance here, but you could definitely squeeze a few percent. Or if you want to be even safer, if you want to have an even safer trade than that, you wait till we break out of this area. Trust me, I'm all about taking safe trades. I don't risk anything that I don't need to. So, yeah. AMD, look at AMD. You could have went long AMD down here. So you're saying, why would you long AMD right here? Well, look at this trend that we're in. Scroll out. Sometimes you need to scroll out to see the bigger picture. We are in an uptrend. Let me turn this 200-day off so it's not confusing. We are in an uptrend, right? I would consider that an uptrend. Pulls back, buy. Pulls back on support. Now you're not on the trend line, but you're on a nice support area, really nice support area. Pulls back to support, buyer step in. Now this one, you would have had to have some patience because we had to consolidate all the way to trend on that one. We didn't pull back, we consolidated for a long time. Pops up, pulls back to trend, comes a trend, buyer step in, there's your buy signal. If you would have bought on that buy signal, you would have been up almost 10% right now. Imagine that with leveraged options, you would have been up huge money right now. Let's look at NEO. So here, now we're looking at NEO, this reversal that I was talking about. We broke the downtrend. We're starting to turn green. We're trading above that 50-day, or we're about to trade above that 50-day. It's going to try to break it here. V-stop starting to turn green. When's the last time we've seen green V-stop? All the way back here. You're trading above V-stop now. This is very bullish. Now, is it possible that it comes down a day or two after being pumped this hard? Of course. Pullbacks happen. Pullbacks are necessary if you want to have a healthy chart. If you want to look for those nice, good charts, you have to have pullbacks. It's part of the game. Excuse me, guys. I gotta have a couple texts here I gotta look at real quick. So let's look at a couple. Let's look at these trend reversals. Big downtrend, rallies towards it, breaks it, trading above the 50, trading above the 17. So what Doug at Right Way Options, what he calls this is a rounded bottom breakout move. And it's basically you're getting that downtrend that's getting reversed. It's putting in a rounded bottom. All your moving averages are starting to converge on each other, all starting to get tighter. These are very profitable plays if played right. Now, is Walgreens a buy right now? No. Why would you buy this right now? What are we going to do, to Walgreens? We're going to wait till it consolidates, or we're going to wait till it pulls back to trend and buyers step in. Those are going to be your safest plays. Why buy it now? You could buy it right now. Of course, you have the possibility of breaking out today, breaking out tomorrow. Of course, that could happen. But why risk it? Why not wait till it pulls back or consolidates and get in at a safer entry price? Get in on the safer trade. Then you have, you have your stop that you could set for yourself. look at how nice V-stop is following this trend. If this pulls back, you're going to be basically buying on V-stop, and you set your stop a little bit underneath it, you have like the safest trade possible. Why risk a down move of, you know, almost 3%? Same thing with CTL. Like I said, I seen these on his video this morning, and I do really like how they look. You don't want to buy it now. You want to see a couple more days of consolidation. You want to see a pullback. Look how close V-stop is trading to this, or printing on this trend. Like I said, you could aim for the 200. So as this consolidates, this 200 is going to continue to come further down. So it's not like you're just going for like a massive, you know, a 30%er. I mean, you can if you want to hold it, if you want to buy some further out calls, you can. But like I said, as this comes up or consolidates, this 200 is going to be working its way closer and closer. That's your first buy target. Or like I said, you could draw yourself out some support and resistance lines and use that as your profit target. Best Buy, look at Best Buy, downtrend. Now we got to see how it reacts here. We have to see how it reacts, but we are following an uptrend. We have to see how it reacts when it starts to get squeezed. If this fails, if we get to this area and we see sellers start coming in, that's when we start opening up our shorts, because we're being rejected. But if we could break through this and hold it, if we could break through this, retest it, confirmation that we have now created a new support and buyers are going to step in on that confirmation for the next leg up. So if you look at Amrin, if you look at my I don't know if I posted it on Twitter or StockTwits. I actually just retweeted it or reposted it on whatever on StockTwits, but I called Amrin. I called Amrin down here. Break of a downtrend, nice falling wedge. Break of a downtrend, pops up. Literally could not get cleaner than that. Breaks the downtrend, retests the downtrend, confirming that it's going to hold. Buyers are stepping in. You could buy it up. Comes up, pulls back. Now we do have a new trend line here. Pops up, pulls back to trend. Buyers step in right next to V-stop. You take this trade, you put your stop loss right underneath this V-stop. Look how safe you are. If it goes against you, you're not losing much. You're playing a healthy chart. You're playing a good-looking chart. The risk to reward is there for you. You're not risking. You don't have that much risk in this trade. But the potential is huge. We're also in a huge wedge on Amrin. So I called this down here, and you could go back and look at my StockTwits or my Twitter, and I played this and made really good profit on it. Look how much this has gone up, 33% since I called this. These are the safe. You want to find yourself safe trades to get in. Look at Shopify, how nice that looks. Literally, you'd seen that I didn't look at Shopify with Heikin-Ashi. I turned Heikin-Ashi on when we were looking at Pepsi. I'm coming to the Shopify charts. Look at all my arrows are lining up perfectly with the first green day after the pullback or consolidation. Literally lines up to the T. Look at that. I'm not making this shit up. I haven't looked at Shopify before with Heikin-Ashi on. But if you want to change it to regular candles, you can see, same thing. Look at all these buy signals. Whoops. So like I said, if you have a problem spotting trends, put on Heikin-Ashi candles. It'll make it really easy to spot for you. Now, whether you want to continue to trade with them on, that's completely up to you. That's user preference. I don't trade with them on. I really don't use them. But I'm saying if you're one of those, if you're a new trader and you're having a problem spotting trends, just throw the Heikin-Ashi on. It makes it so much easier to clean. Makes it so much easier to see. Makes it so much more clean. So, you know, I said PayPal's on watch for tomorrow. You see why? Look how close we are trading. You could have bought PayPal. You could have bought PayPal here. You could have bought that. That was a buy signal. Look how close you are to. Let me pull this back so you could see. Look how close you are to V-stop. You're less than 1% away. You have 1% downside risk. That's nothing. Compared to people that are chasing breakouts and stuff like that, you have a 1% downside risk on this. That would have been the buy right there on PayPal, that candle. Now we're in an ascending triangle. We're squeezing. How can we see our profit target on this possible breakout? If we could break out of this here, because we are technically in a downtrend. I wouldn't say we're in a micro downtrend. As you can see, it's being held back here. But how do we see the profit potential out of this? We take our price tool. We take the measured move. We clone it. And we put it up here on top of the ascending triangle. That could be the possible breakout right there. That's huge profit, right? Now I'm not saying that this is going to literally go straight up. It does happen. You've seen it happen on Starbucks. But you remember, we have to break this. We have to break this high. What might happen is we break out. What's very possible is we break out, we come up to this, and maybe we consolidate a day or two in this area. We'll consolidate for a couple days in this area. Even maybe 3 days. Maybe we consolidate, bringing us closer to trend, and then we see that leg up. I hope this is helping you guys. I hope this is making it more clear, or I hope I'm explaining it clear enough. You guys are being kind of quiet, kind of creeping me out. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying here? Does this make sense? You could do it for shorts too, guys. I shorted the hell out of Tesla. I made a lot of money in Tesla. Down leg, pulls back, test trends, test the trend, fails, turns red. Test the trend, fails, turns red. Pulls back, tests the V-stop, fails, turns red. Pulls back, test trends, turns red, falls. Pulls back to V-stop, tests, fails, turns red. Now, do you see why I'm not shorting Tesla anymore? This is why I'm not shorting Tesla anymore. It's not in a good position to short right now. You could almost look at Tesla as being one of those, you know, let me turn on my regular candles here. Sorry about that. Huge downtrend. We break it. We break the downtrend. We retest it. There's your retest. It held. Next day, massive gap up. Now this gap up was due to some news. Tesla had good news coming out. there's your new trend. So what do? We wait for buyers to step in. We wait for confirmation to see if we could make the next move up. Going back to our Heikin-Ashi, green, pullback, green, consolidation, green, pullback. Let's see what happens in this area. Are we trading above the 50? Yes, we are. Look at that, how the 50 squeezed. Got a damn gnat. Look at how the 50 squeezed. Pops through it with nice volume. Buyer stepping in. Pops through that 50. Pops up. Pulling back. So Tesla's a fun one to trade. It is really risky because it does make some pretty big swings. So if you're a newer trader, I wouldn't recommend trading Tesla unless you're going to do some very small positions, and I would definitely do a spread over buying calls or puts so that you're lowering your risk. But something to keep an eye out. Tesla could be on watch for tomorrow, definitely. To me, this looks good. I like this trend reversal. End phase. I'm still waiting to get an end phase. If that candle prints like that, I don't like that, but turn the Heikin-Ashi on for end phase. Same thing. Pulls back, pops up, pulls back, pops up, pulls back, pops up, pulls back. Huge gap up on earnings. And now it's just riding this trend so nice. Breaks the trend but catches itself on V-stop. Pops back into trend. There's your buy signal when it's coming back into trend. It's really easy, guys. It's not as hard as people make it out to be. As long as you find good charts, as long as you find healthy charts, easy to trade charts, you'll do just fine. Stick to the rules and wait for confirmation, and you'll do fine. Just takes a bit of studying and a bit of practice. Just keep looking at charts. Find yourself a bunch of uptrending or straight downtrending charts and just practice at it. If you want to paper trade it, do that. If you want to, just look at it and keep an eye on it, see what it does, do that. Practice makes perfect, even in this kind of a situation. What were we just looking at? Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is actually possibly setting itself up for a short position here. You see why? We're downtrending now. We're underneath V-stop. We're underneath the 50. We're being held down by the 50. Now I don't really know where to draw this trend because that would only make it 2 touches. You know what I mean? I just keep moving it over to the next day for right now. But if we see sellers step in and start working this down, then we do have a downtrend. But until we break this high, we're in a downtrend. A micro downtrend. I don't want to, because look at that's not a downtrend, but we are in a micro downtrend. You see why I shorted ACB? I shorted it up here. Do you see why? Failed on trend. Failed at V-stop. Failed the 200. Beautiful looking chart of McDonald's. What do? Wait for it to pull back. Wait for it to consolidate the trend. This is beautiful on Qualcomm. Downtrend. Breaks it, creating a new uptrend. Comes back to retest it. Look at that retest. Look at that wick or that tail to the retest. People buy it up instantly on that retest. Now we're consolidating. So the retest held. And we're also trading now above the 50-day SMA. So Qualcomm is on watch as well. I have that on my list. Looks like the Dow is moving down a little bit here. Down 106 right now. We're getting crushed on Pepsi right now. It's the biggest loser. It's still healthy to me. As long as we hold V-stop, it's still healthy. You know, why can't we close and, you know, catch ourselves on V-stop and pop back up? I'm still going to hold this trade. I'm not getting rid of it yet. Mo looks like it's just pulling back after some nice green days. Pull back. Let me turn this off. Downtrend, but it's also a falling wedge that's squeezing. Falling wedges break out at about 65 to 70% of the wedge being full. So this could break out here, or it could get rejected. Come back. I would say though we're at that 65 to 70% though. Profit target 200. Look at Apple. Apple had some bad news which would cause this big down day, but we're holding this trend. We're seeing pullbacks, the trend that are holding. Is this just a pullback, or is it going to fall off? I don't know. What we do though is we let it pull back the trend and we wait for buyers to step in. We do have some support or some resistance here now, so it's going to squeeze and we see which way it squeezes. We don't try to guess. Just because it's coming a trend means that it's going to bounce and go up. No, we wait for the confirmation. You guys want me to take a look at any charts or anything, any questions before I take off? I gotta head to bed here. I'm super tired. I've been preaching too. Hopefully this helped some of you guys. Bitcoin is coming down, huh? I got stopped out of Bitcoin, but it was a huge profit, and I kept one of my positions open, and it's still up 4%. So no questions, no charts. You guys good? Go through the positions one more time before I head to sleep. ACB looking good. AMD looking really good. FIT. Oh, I'm on the 4 hour. FIT. Oh, look at FIT. So we opened up underneath support, and it's looking like it wants to come back in support right now. Another one of those big breaks of a downtrend. We are a little early, that's why I have a small position, but we took another position in NEO. I want to see this go to $4. If this hits $4, we're going to make a lot of money. What else? MDLZ still working its way through this ascending triangle. still possible to have a couple more down days till it comes down to trend. If this comes down to trend and we see buyers step in, I'll be adding to this position. Tilray holding itself up, pulling back to trend. We took a position in AT&T, basically a bounce position, looking for a bounce here. Big gap down on dividends, into trend, into support. We're in Disney. Now Disney broke trend. Big gap down, but it's making its way back into trend, or it wants to. If Disney closes back into trend, I would watch this tomorrow, guys, because if this closes back into trend and tomorrow we have confirmation that it's gonna, you know, that other people are noticing this and they're gonna buy it up, this is when we're gonna see the breakout. So keep an eye on Disney tomorrow, guys. That's a secret between us. United Airlines falling down, breaking support. Mo possibly just pulling back here after this, you know, few days upwards. We're pulling back. Okay with still holding that. And like I said, Pepsi breaking trend here. I don't know what to do yet on Pepsi, because as long as we're holding V-stop, I'm okay with holding this position, but I want to see it hold V-stop. So that's it. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will try to get back on tonight to, you know, go over what went on today. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button so you guys know when I go live. If you guys kind of like the way I, you know, did that quick lesson today, if you guys thought, you know, I explained it well, made it easy to understand, hit the follow button, because yeah, I do that often. I explain myself in that kind of manner often, just to kind of drill it into, you know, your head, because that's the way I learned. That's the way I did learn. Just repetition, just hearing the same thing and seeing the same thing over and over and over again, and seeing it play out the same way over and over and over again. That's how I learned. So trying to push that, you know, here, and, you know, possibly help, maybe help some people out. So yeah, hit the follow button so you know when I go live. Like I said, I'll try to get on later tonight. I'm actually gonna head to sleep and possibly go pick up a new car when I wake up. So I don't know what time I'll be back, but I have my Twitter below, and I always post when I'm going live on my Twitter before I do, so if you want to shoot me a follow there. What else? The Discord link. So the Discord's not open yet. I'm not sure if you guys are from Deja Brew's channel or not, but he gave me the privilege to join him on his Discord that he's opening, and he actually gave me my own channel for options. So I post all my analysis, I post everything I buy, why I buy it, I post everything I sell, why I'm selling it. I don't post entries, and I don't post exits. I don't say buy it here and set your stop loss here, sell it profit here. I don't do that. But Discord's not open yet, but if you go to that link below where it says Discord, you could sign up for the waiting list. There's only 50 spots available, and I'm not quite sure yet. I don't have access to see the stats on it, so I'm not sure if it's filled yet. But if you're interested in that, which also comes with some some indicators that he's made, and I believe it comes with the indicators, a few of the indicators that he's made. So if you're interested in that, click that link down there and fill out your Discord name and your email, and he'll get back to you on that. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Hopefully this market recovers a little bit, which looks like it's trying to do here. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a good trading day and a good rest of the day. Take it easy, guys.